Hey everyone, this is Caleb here, going over some of our old games and these games to goes at Southwest Regionals men's. Today we got the 2016 and 2018 games, both pretty crazy games in terms of the lead up to them, and then what the expectations were in each, and then how they went. So super excited to have Gabe here today. Gabe, how are you? Oh, did I all hear that, or is that just like? Oh, perfect. Gabe, how are you?
Good. It's good to be here. Uh, yeah, I mean, a lot of good games. I think we had a pretty interesting rivalry that we'll be able to dive into.
Yeah, there are a lot of guys who like. I think we'd only know if you ever played in the Southwest and played them often, but we saw each other so much over these kind of 2016, 2017, 2018 years that know them pretty well, played club with them. But I guess off with 2015, that was both of our freshman years. At 2015 regionals, how'd that go for you all, your freshman year? Is that not coming through?
Yeah, 2015 was my freshman year on the team, so I didn't really get a lot of playing time. I didn't really know how to do anything, but I was able to get we played UCSB in the finals, and it was just like a really cool learning experience for me to kind of see what that game was like and kind of see older players on our team kind of like perform in that kind of high pressure game, because we weren't really supposed to make the finals that year, but we played really well in quarters. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, our season was not. We were just figuring it out, but I know we finished like sixth. So we made quarters and then lost to UCSB in quarters. So it was definitely like similar for us in that we had never even been to the Sunday of regionals. So that was huge for us that year. Or like the year before, we hadn't made section or didn't make regionals, so it was a step up for sure. And then 2016, so this first game we're going to go over was pretty crazy for us in that all year long we played like, I think a total of 53 games, including nationals. So we kind of grinded it out in terms of having to go to Santa Barbara Pres Day and then Stanford Open to qualify for Stanford Invite. And then we went to Huck Finn as well to try and earn a bid, which did not go our way. So turned into a lot of games, but 2016 was pretty good for y'all, right?
Yeah, I think 2016 I think it was one of our strongest like regular seasons. We really we went to Easterns that year and beat like the UNC Wilmington, which was the top ranked at that tournament that year. We almost made it to the finals of Kaimana that year, which was really, really exciting for us. So I think that was like our strongest regular season in my 4 years there. And then, obviously the 2016 game, y'all came in guns blazing and knocked us out. But overall, that was like a pretty solid regular season for us.
Sweet. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say. I mean, I remember regionals that year was just we were just playing games and winning games, and we didn't know what to do with ourselves, so we just kept going. But I think Pete here, our coach in the hat, will sum it up pretty well in that we had no clue what we were doing.
Right now, brand new goal. Go to nationals. This is the first time SLOCORE has ever competed for this spot.
Do you remember this speech?
In at least 10 years. Since I can remember, since I've been playing.
Yeah, there's this one and then the halftime one, which we've just memed to death since. And I mean, it was fun coaching this year, and Cody out there, all the guys, every halftime tell them to say it, say it, say it, and they just bully him into saying it. But we'll get there at halftime. Yeah, it started with the two more halves, and then it kind of turns into the one more half, and it's out of hand.
1, 2, 3, SLOCORE!
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, we pull it out of bounds to start because, of course, we do.
The thing I remember the most about these games, I think, is that it was really, really windy.
Yeah, it always gets windy out here, like
Yeah.
afternoon, and then dies down for the evening when we actually do practice. So like the most important practices often are those ones on the weekends where we do have time when it's windy out. But yeah, definitely there's like a nice little hill that sometimes you'll see in the background, and the wind just rips right down there because we're about like 5 minutes from the beach, so it gets super windy as all that temperature change happens. But yeah, we're just running our what do we call it? We called it Auburn. I don't know why we called it Auburn. It was kind of a diamond zone, like a way worse version of what Sockeye ran a lot at club this past year. But pretty cool to see. Oh, there's Dylan. God, so many
Did
young
y'all like
guys in this.
scout us
It's
a
kind of
lot
crazy.
this game?
No, we had no clue what we were doing. We just kind of showed up,
Okay.
and it's our D line. So it's Ian Sweeney right there. What was it 3-time captain? But this was pretty much our D line offense. I think we'll see it play out
Yeah.
many times like this. But we
This really worked for you guys.
we had the guys on D line. We had the horses to just go, and then Ian has that like massive lefty back end that he just leaves out there for those
I
guys to go
think that
make
hook you
plays.
just threw also is upwind, the upwind direction.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, everything
Huge.
left to right. So let's see. Oh man. Yeah, I know the frame rate on this game is super weird, but so everything looks kind of slower than it is. I think is what it is. Maybe we're all just super unathletic. One or the other. Oh, there's also no sound on this game until we like take it out of this weird frame rate. So maybe we need some like elevator music to go on in the back. But yeah, that was we couldn't get the downwind zone to work for us, but it definitely doesn't seem to matter because Nate's fast and Joel has the puts. There we go. Oh, there's little Alec, the fastest dude on the team, but couldn't really throw a
Whenever I
flick.
think of this game, I literally just picture like hucking and skying, like from you guys, nonstop.
I mean, that sums up what kind of both lines did, and we had the guys to do it. So we leaned into that for sure. Where the guys to do it, and it was fun coaching this year and watching them do it. But there's some more things to it as well.
Yeah, I think it really flustered us too. Like we were like, oh, so
Like, do you remember what you're expecting at all? Because I just thinking back from myself, no clue. Just like, all right, I'll just go out there, play my little left position in this zone here, and hope for the best.
yeah, this was what.
What was that?
To be honest, not really. I didn't know what to expect. I think that like we had I don't like you said we had played you guys already, but I didn't really remember. We just knew that you guys like had beaten a bunch of teams to get there. We knew you won Stanford Open. So we didn't really like have any sort of game plan. And then you guys came out really hot with the hucks and the catch and the quick scores, and I think just really flustered us.
Yeah.
Which gave y'all a huge advantage.
Yeah, let's see. So that's Dylan Whited with the ball over to Joe Gagliano. Cameron, I don't know, for those of you who don't know, Wheaties, he's the guy, but he's number 11 out there on the field who just caught the goal. And what year it was, but he won some multi-role defensive player of the year. But he's a dog. He's the doggiest of dogs. He drove a lot of what we relied on defense was just him locking up his guy and everyone else throw it back to his guy so he could go get another D.
This is the disc right here is Josh with the white hat. I think he's like one of our unspoken heroes of our He's just he really prided himself on being really consistent, and just like making the right decisions all the time. And I think he really did a lot for us this year, in particular. And he ended up coaching in 2018, which also helped us out a lot.
Yeah, he's been coaching for a while. That's been on the sidelines, making sure that things are clicking for y'all. So that's been cool to see. Yeah, let's see with this game and the next game, but we just can't ever move the disc off the sideline for some reason. And it worked out for us this game, and next game less so. But it's hard with the wind, I'll say that. Oh, here's my one moment of fame. Bang. That's about all I did game, so it's good. Now I let Ian pick up the disc and make his face.
Hugs, bro.
The like weirdest full 360 spin flick hook that should have worked. That's with the headband there, just doinked it. That's Chris Cogswell.
Yeah, he did.
He's a legend on the team, but he's actually longtime captain and like big reason why I know our freshman year, so that 2015 year, we all really bought in was because he was a great dude, always pushing us. He's like weirdly old guy who's somehow.
It's John Cadavy, one of our best cutters that year. Doesn't really play anymore, but he was such a consistent deep cutter for us all year long.
It's definitely cool seeing some of the guys. And like, there's Hav on the mark. I got to play club with Hav, I guess, in 2018, and seeing some of the guys now around the Bay when I'm still out there is it's cool to see because I don't know, at this point I knew no one except the guys who I'd played with in high school, but that was back on the East Coast. So I knew no one out west. But
my audio is a little off, so I'm gonna log off and log in again, see if it fixes real quick.
Oh, for sure. All right, I'll keep talking out my ass. There you go. That's Tim Okita down to Nate Pettyjohn. Common connection this year. It's pretty good. That was a lot of our offense, was the handlers throwing deep to Nate. And it worked really well for us until teams could actually play defense, which we found out teams could do it, even though we still play tight with some real good teams.
You hear me?
Kind of. Oh, yeah. You joined back in. Dropped a bunch of pixels, though. All right, there, it's back.
Cool. I had the YouTube tab open, and it was playing the audio from there.
Oh,
delayed.
no. Oh. You don't want that.
This is Elliot. I think most people probably heard of him. He's a big mentor for me, actually, when I first came into Frisbee. This is my sophomore year, so I didn't really have a big role, but Elliot, since I was a freshman, he really kind of took me under his wing. There he is throwing a questionable hammer, but very poorly executed as opposed to questionable. But he taught me a lot of what I know, and a lot of my growth, I think, is thanks to him.
Yeah, I know. I mean, playing against him for those couple of years, it was cool to see a guy of like similar stature and thickness, like doing it, because often it's pretty tall guys who are out there, like as that center handler, and he's out there ripping the flicks, getting open constantly. I know, like 2017 when y'all worked us in that game to go, it was a lot of him just like putting the work on me. And so seeing him do that and seeing how he played was a big pull. We have a question.
Yeah.
Simon Higgins. Do you know Simon? I don't know Simon Higgins.
Yeah, I've met him a couple times. Never like in detail though.
Okay.
I think probably like Josh is a big one that people maybe never heard of. I think Javier, or I guess how he would say it, Xavier Mignon, is very adamant about how people say his name. He's number 23 this year, and he's one of our like clutch defenders. Always takes tough matchups, really grinds it out, but he never gets a lot of attention. That's me. I never threw up field this year.
So did you cut your hair for this game, or is it just in the hat? I can't tell.
It was I had cut it, yeah, because I had a big fro this year.
Yeah,
and then I just cut it like
there were some highlight reels.
I thought about it and I just cut it one day. Went for I don't know why.
All right, I'm back. I clicked out for a second.
Cool.
Gabe, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I'd say for our team, the disc when I was trying to talk about him, but Joel Anton, off of this year went and had a U24 tryout. Unfortunately, tore his ACL, but he's the guy with the disc right now. But he was like our constant, just center handler between him and Tim. Tim still plays like Condors, so a high level club. I think you'll hear him. He's a Growlers guy. He puts his name out there for sure. But Joel went and tore his ACL and had a little while to come back and figure things out again. But he was,
RIP ACL.
just dimey throws all year. He can really, else we'll get there. Some conspiracy theories kicking about in my texts. But oh no, everything froze. Maybe. I'll just keep talking about Joel because I like the guy. But yeah, he did a lot in terms of somehow getting open on a lot of resets with how slow he is, but then also just throwing his way out of situations, which very few other people could do. Honestly, kind of magical how our O-line got the disc back. It feels like a lot this game.
Yeah.
Because there was a problem later in the year where the turnover would happen and then we're just kind of toast. And definitely, we went and tried dirt a bit. I remember this year we went to Huck Finn, and it was just probably the most miserable Frisbee experience for all of us California boys.
Really windy.
It was really, really windy, 40 degrees. We're in some polo fields way out of outside of St. Louis.
That's a nice throw.
And we just were getting smacked on. Yeah. Joel's got the breaks. Joel's got the hucks.
Yeah.
There's the Tim reset. They're running straight back.
His video is pretty good. His Callahan video, it's funny.
Ooh. Yeah. I mean, one of my favorite guys from this team who will just never get talked about except for his super weird
I
socks.
definitely turned this
Camden.
over.
Yeah, just don't mention it. It can be hard to see you from this far corner, so if you just don't say your name was on it, then we're good to go. But yeah, Tom slid in there. We'll probably get Tom caught a lot of goals, so we'll get another time to talk about Tom at some point. But yeah, Nate's just standing in the lane. Oh, there. Oh, Tom's going deep. I'll wait. There'll be better moments.
Caleb,
but Camden,
what was your
standing in front of the stack. Ooh.
Caleb, what was your nerves level like in this game? It's your first regional final, right? I guess you were a freshman.
Oh yeah, I was a sophomore. We were sophomores this year.
Right.
That whole. Yeah. The nerves were pretty low in terms of we had no expectations as a team. I mean, we had the expectation that we're going to go out and compete every game, and I think you heard it. It was kind of hard to hear at the start with Pete's talk, but our goal was just to make the game to go, and then once we got there, we're oh, that was actually kind of easy. We can keep this rolling, we can keep this moving. We just keep our energy high, and sure enough, we came out and scored that first point. I think really, yeah, coming out, scoring the first point really got in our heads that we could actually do this thing if we locked in and did it. Camden's with the ball right here. Camden's my favorite guy from this team, and that he's just the nicest guy. Always wear the goofiest socks, and it's just always just one of those guys that always at every practice, always working his ass off, even if he wasn't the best player, but he knew his role, and I know he loved the team. He's one of the guys who stopped playing after, so it's sad because he doesn't come back to the weekend sometimes. Nice Joel bid. He has a very nice bid for him, even though he can't really move. Most people just run it down.
Oh, this is definitely Elliott's. That was definitely a strip. And the observer didn't.
So this was weird. Because Nate clearly gets the shoulder around him, but yeah, it's hard to argue that.
I remember watching it live action and just being so certain that the observer was gonna be strip, but then the Elliott had position.
Yeah, well, you see, Nate's all the way out and around when he does catch it. Nate's already past him as he's catching it, so his momentum's definitely going to carry him through it. Not that Elliott maybe had it first. But yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, going back to the
There's like
pressure question, I think that for me, this was my sophomore year, and it was actually my first year being captain, and so it was like a really interesting feeling for me because I felt like as a captain, you really need to like be there for the team and like be like a grounding presence almost, and like when you don't have as big of a role, because you're just not as skilled yet, then like it's a lot harder to feel like you can be that. But I guess so I remember just being on the sidelines a couple of times and like trying to think to myself what I could do to help, but it was kind of a weird experience, I guess.
Yeah, no, I totally understand where you're coming from. I will say with 2018, which is my first year captaining, and it was like definitely had a bigger role, but just there are times where you had no clue what to do. Who's the guy who just caught the disc?
This is Nolan.
He caused us so many problems.
This is Nolan.
Okay.
Nolan Walsh is probably. I didn't name him earlier because I was just assumed that everyone knew him, but he didn't play after college either. And he was actually, when I tried out for Frisbee for the team, he was the first person. He's number 17 in the back right there. He was the first person that I saw like ever sky someone, and it was just like I think he scored like over 70% of our goals on one of his last years playing. Just consistent, always took it to him. He could always high point it, sky anyone. And he was a really, really good player. Sad he doesn't play anymore, but I'm sure he's doing just fine.
Yeah, right there is the typical Cogswell doink. If any of you haven't checked out his Callahan video, it's a spectacle. So go check it out. But includes a lot of his. Oh, that was a bummer. A lot of his bad moves.
Yeah, I think from both this year's game and 2018, there was a lot of turnovers, and like it just really came down to like who was most like grind through that anyways, and just keep playing your game, not changing too much, especially with the win.
Yeah. What's the question say? I can't. It's too blurry for me. Oh.
We didn't really have a beach at Stanford. So we didn't.
I can say that one of our biggest recruiting events in the fall is just getting orientation groups out to the beach, where we run like just a kind of dig around thing. But we go out and throw with them. We go out, just introduce people to what we do, and it's pretty sweet. Yeah, the beach is a good place to just recruit. That was dumb. Yeah,
it's Nick.
We didn't really have a
Herning.
system.
He's a freshman this year, I think, but he played in Seattle.
Yeah,
big
sounds
YCC guy, really good. Stepped into the team and
just a big guy.
immediately had an impact. Yeah, he's like 6'4", I think. Really fast too.
His closing speed is ridiculous. I don't know how he does
Yeah.
it. Because he never looks like he's moving fast, and then he's just there. Like, he's got one of the most ridiculous blocks I've ever seen. Closing down on some guy playing club, and then laying out with all 6'4" of his frame.
He laid out.
Yeah. I don't know. It was ridiculous. He sat out the rest of the game, though. He said it hurt his ribs. So
Nice. Sounds like Nick. He doesn't lay out much.
Yep. No, that was good.
This guy with the disc right here is Cyrus. Like I think that this year we had a really good trifecta of cutters that could cut deep. He was also pretty good in the air most of the year. Obviously not this game, but
yeah.
He knocked him out of place.
Let's see. I think coming up is the ridiculous Cogswell throw, but we had. I don't know. D-line was funny in that we didn't really. We had Ian, and then I could throw a lot of breaks, but wasn't really throwing deep. But then Cogswell sometimes just took it upon himself to really just put something up here, and so Wheaties with the super nice inside, Cogswell with the
nice.
barbecue
And then this one,
dab,
everyone jumps.
step
No
in
one
there.
catches it. Y'all catch it in the back. I remember this play.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
is
I
when
think
I
it
was
was for
like,
half,
oh my
and we just
god,
kinda-
dude. Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
It was definitely a big like energy point for us. I remember because we had 5
For
guys going on
sure.
that disc. We were mobbing everywhere we could, and things were just working out for us with the wind. But yeah, it was a terrible throw. God, we hate them.
They're going to be a new team this second half, all right? They're the number 7 team in the nation for a reason. They're going to come out fighting. Let's fucking keep up the good work.
Yeah, don't let it affect.
Yeah, he sounds like your little brother, doesn't
We're
he?
down 3-7. That's our mentality. We are fighting for every single point to put ourselves back in this. We're still having fun. One of the biggest.
I forgot we were
differences
7th in the
between us
country
and
at the end of the
others.
regular season.
We are fighting for every disc. If the disc goes up, we all go to it. That's Ian put a rip here. We had 4 guys and we beat ourselves because we had too many guys in the area. That's how we're winning this.
That was huge for y'all, for sure.
Back in the end zone, 1 Stanford play. That's the difference. We have the legs. We work this hard. We push ourselves for 1 more half ultimate, and we go to national.
Yeah, 1 more half of ultimate, and we go to nationals is kind of the tagline. But it's just. Like
I
1 more
remember,
half of ultimate now.
I remember in our huddle, we had a similar talk about how the disc would go up, and then y'all were swarming, and we were just not even close. I think that was a huge, yeah.
I definitely. We came into this game with no expectations on doing well, and then just having us realize that we could play with y'all, and then outplay you just with energy. I think went just so far for the entire team, in that we thought. And I guess in retrospect, the win was a big part of this. Like on a non-windy day, we probably would have got a run off the field with, like y'all putting your throws to your open receivers, because people were open, but we just went.
We just missed.
Yeah. Yeah, it is windy out here too, which can be hard to tell.
I think both games,
I see the
I
jerseys
think
purple.
both games, the wind is, in this game is coming towards the camera, and the other game, the wind is going the same direction.
Yeah, it's always going.
If I
from
remember
that,
right.
Yeah, from where you are back to the far end zone, all the way back this way.
Yeah. So all the upwind
Um,
points, I think, are pretty significant.
Yep.
Also, a lot of our team was injured this game. We had one guy miss because he had a funeral, Max Parham, who was really big for us. Sam hurt his knee. I remember that. It's not like, yeah. But
Yeah, no,
not
that's all
being
I
at full
thought about.
strength.
I don't know. Because y'all went to Easterns this
Getting
year,
slapped
right?
in the face.
This 2016?
Yeah, this is the year that we won our pool at Easterns.
Yeah. I don't know, for us, like the travel out there, and then it's like a 2-week turnaround into sectionals, and then 2-week turnaround into regionals, and that's like a super taxing part of the season, because Easterns is
The guy
probably the
Yeah.
hardest tournament of the college season.
The guy that caught that
Come
goal
back. What were
right
you saying?
there is Sam. The guy that just caught the goal is Sam Coons. He had like hyperextended his knee like 2 weeks before this game. And he was like on crutches, but like he was like, no, I'm gonna play. And he like, he definitely didn't play this whole game, but I remember like him, being very, passionate about playing. And even though he was and he really did a lot for us. Nice throw.
Big boy with the disc right here. That's Aaron Princess She. He's definitely like
He
one
was
of
always a
my
pain.
role models in terms of. Yeah, he's just so big, and he got faster. He used to be so
Fast.
slow. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. But he's just like, in terms of like running the team and making sure the team actually got better year after year. I think a lot of the credit goes to him. Nice grab, Tom. And then we can talk about Tom too, where that's the guy who caught all the goals, and he's super quick and can't throw a flick, and so it's quite the combo. In that he'll get open on the end zone line sometimes, and then just gotta sketch it out. But here we go. Ian slow pivoting.
Yeah. There was one play that's coming up where Cam Wheaties lays out for a goal in the end zone. That was just so crushing for our team.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's this point. This angle reminds me of that. It's probably coming up in a sec, but
yeah, it's coming up. I think Ian burns the timeout, and then this was back when we didn't really have an end zone system, and we just called plays. And it was quite the combo. And then it wouldn't work out for us and make things a lot harder. Oh no, this is when Cogswell throws the nicest flick of his life.
Yeah, that's a nice throw.
He hadn't thrown that one all season, I promise you. And then he throws that one somehow right there. Couldn't do it
It's
again
also
if we
upwind.
asked him. Yeah, no, that was the huge part, was getting that nice one. I think you work it up right here. I don't know. Could be wrong. But there
Do you have any
definitely some
idea what the
weird
score is right
sneaky
now?
upwind. I don't.
Y'all are
don't.
y'all are definitely up by a lot. 9-5.
9-5, cool. Oh, that's where I have myself. Oh, wow, that's
nice.
neato.
That's so
Perfect.
yeah. That's nice. Okay.
Alright.
That's Nolan. Oh, and then this one, I think this is a strip.
Yeah, this is definitely a strip.
Yeah. And we went to the observer and they
Yeah.
were like, nah, he keeps it. And I was like, yo.
Yeah. No, that was a rough one. In that, like, you would have had it on the end zone. Questionable away shot in his zone, but yeah. But again, like, just the hustle. You got Dylan was there first. Sean came in over the back. We just was covered in. Cox was going for the trash on the backside.
Who's the guy that caught it? Or that has it right now?
That was Sean. Sean Liston. He's played polar bears for a little bit. He's all right. But yeah, I think you would have heard more of him if you played club last summer, but he decided to travel the world with his good friend Dylan Whited, who is also out there with the short hair. It's funny because right now Sean has the Oh, cool. The video is
Mine froze
back.
up for a bit there. Yeah.
Yeah. Sweet. I think we're getting some sung action here. Oh no, it's Wheaties. Where is he? Number 0. You'll see him come across the front screen. Oh no, Ian throws up something. Oh yeah, I can't bid. Save my life. There we are. Kind of slide in there. But
Classic.
yeah, you'll see a lot of that next
Rough
game.
game. Sean is really, really good. He's very super
Sean-
fast, athletic, quick. And yeah,
What is that?
he got his skills like.
What's that say in the top
Huh?
right corner?
It says Sean might
What's
be
it say
the
in the
best
top
kid
right
out of
corner?
SLO.
Hey, Sean? No. No, the best kid out of SLO is going to be
He said
KJ
no.
Koo. Well, it was Wheaties. It's going to be KJ. But Sean's also really good. I'm just talking trash. But yeah,
He was
Sean-
huge for y'all in 2019 when y'all went to semis of nationals. He played so well.
I mean, he's huge every year. I know. Well, let's see. No, would have been 2 years. You see, if you've ever watched any of the highlight reels, he just has some of the most ridiculous bids that he's ever had this year throughout all the games, where he's just flying like shoulder to chest high multiple times. But they dislocated his elbow and kind of backed off of it, which hard to blame him for that. But he's ridiculously good, and he was just the cutter on D-line last year. And hopefully he plays club again sometime soon.
Eli says KJ doesn't count because he's still in college.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I can't read what he says, but I mean, if that's how Eli feels, it's like, damn. I don't know what he thinks about me, but it's okay.
My video froze. There we go.
Cool.
I didn't realize how many
Yes, that's
calls there. I guess there's been a good number of calls so far.
yeah. It was hard with the windy game, right? Everyone's just going for the disc, and
Yeah,
things are
it's
happening.
always back and forth.
Yeah, we just missed the
I
shot.
didn't know you
Run through
took
D,
yoga.
which is what's that?
I didn't know you did yoga.
I do yoga. I mean, I do yoga with my family. That's been our like our quarantine activity together since.
Nice. We've been
It's
doing
definitely
dance
been.
videos.
Nice. That's pretty sweet. What's it? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did miss yoga tonight for this, but that's okay.
Nice.
That was like quintessential Cogswell. Like couldn't even bother to step back out and throw it. But
Hey, stall gets
We
high. You
definitely-
gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah, maybe take the step out and then throw it first. But who knows? Hard to say.
Yeah, we had so many missed opportunities. Just gave it right back to you after.
Yeah, I mean, I think it defines both games for, like, honestly, both teams where just runs happen and it's just guys
Yeah.
having drops, having weird miscommunications.
These uniforms were
It's
designed
definitely-
by Josh Kapalivsky. Someone asked about the uniforms. I don't know. I don't know what
okay.
they mean. Wait, no. Actually, yeah, they were designed by him. I don't know where the idea came from actually, but here's another.
Oh, this
quick
is
turn
this is.
throw.
I'm mad at Ian about this still. No, yeah, Ian called a
That
timeout. when he
timeout?
had, like Wheaties wide open. Yeah, so this is the Wheaties bid right
Yeah,
here.
but then he just throws it to him anyways. And then I was
yeah,
like,
I mean, makes him make a ridiculous play instead of
especially on a play on a
but-
point with like so many turns. You know,
yeah.
we got that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see him in the bottom left corner, just going like this, holding his head, and then Ian
Yeah, I
makes
saw.
Ian makes him earn it.
R.I.P. Man.
But yeah.
I think this is the
Wheaties
first.
guy.
This is the first frisbee game in my like career that I was like super emotional after. I remember like I had to be alone and no one could talk to me because I was so like upset.
I mean, it's hard. It's hard to lose, especially. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk to this like after everything's over, but like captaining and then losing in
Yeah.
these manners is
Yeah.
super tough. It's super tough to like talk to the team after and like still be right with yourself. So we can for sure talk about that after both these games are done, so we can both
Yeah.
shed a tear or two. Let's see. Super nice throw.
Yeah.
I think we weirdly get this upwind hold somehow, but there's just a couple upwinders in a row at the back end of the game.
I remember. Yeah. I think I get a D here. A block.
Hell yeah. Yeah, there's
Maybe-
Camden.
maybe
I was
not.
talking about Camden earlier, but love them. Weird striped socks.
I remember there was
Tom's loading
one
up the
kind of late
flick.
in the game, and I was just
Yeah.
trying to like somehow, you know, when you can't really control anything, will your team back to
Oh, there you are.
yeah. But it's too little, too late, man.
It's tough.
And then we.
Okay, so I was wrong about us holding up one. Sweet. I think we got broken here again, actually. I don't know. Maybe we score this and then break to win. There's some weird. Oh. Aaron Shee with the questionable.
Flick huck.
Questionable. That's just like specialty though. He squats them. Either puts them way too far or way too high.
That was huge.
Yeah. Tom up inside goal. Hard to stop. Let's see.
The last point is, so I think we're gonna score this one, and then y'all score to win.
Yeah, we score on a down window for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Wheaties.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, just the foot block. I don't know if it cut out for his layout D earlier in the game, but he had a crazy one, if I remember right. Oh yeah, he's giving himself a chance here. Good.
I forget how we score. That's Hav to Nolan.
Just some big bodies.
That's Sam Coons. Big boy. He was on crutches like a couple days before this. That's Josh Kapalivsky. Oh, I also want to ask you at some point about the difference from like playing to coaching for the same team that you played for.
Oh, for sure.
Maybe later, but
Yeah, we can. Oh,
because that's what Josh, he played
Cool.
and then he came back to coach, took a year off and then came back to coach us in 2018.
for sure. But yeah, let's see. I want to make sure I mention everyone on this O-line because this is a goofy group. Oh, there's the effort bid out of Aaron. Super important.
I'm very flustered with the disc. Definitely not comfortable at all.
It's gonna be a theme for this upcoming game too. Oh, you can just see. Oh, super! This is Tim's specialty right here. Aside from getting open on resets and throwing nice little inside breaks, but calling the super important travel calls is a big thing of his. Yes, Camden's on the mark. Oh, Camden gets dropped.
R.I.P. I remember this one. It's overthrown. Yeah. Then
Yeah.
Nate does his thing.
Yeah, Nate. It's fun watching you two go up because whoever has position usually gets it, but sometimes
Yeah.
it's just you both
Ooh,
get
good
right
question.
inside.
That's a great question.
Can you read it? I can't
Shayla
read
is also, it says, what are your predominant feelings coming out of this game? Vengeance, anger, disappointment, injustice. Also, quick plug for, oh, you guys won right here.
it. Yeah, that's Cameron with the game winning
RIP.
goal.
Y'all can we can watch this moment before I.
Yeah, Rebel.
Talk.
It was. I mean, this moment itself was super sweet, and that we hosted
Yeah, I
this
can't
year.
imagine.
Well,
You guys were.
And yeah, so we were just kind of the team that the underdogs for sure, and then we had all our friends out watching, and all the B team was there, and our women's team slow motion, and we do our little tunnel
Especially
thing.
with your
got a couple early
with the
birds.
season you had, like 2015.
Yeah.
You know, from not being really known, then this year playing a ton of games, 50+ games, coming in and just like going to nationals. It's like a dream, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I know that like this whole year was super important for our team in terms of like building the recognition that we could like compete at some higher level than our past Stanford Open appearances and trying to qualify for regionals. And, like we recognized that in that moment we could go and do a bit more, and then like playing games at nationals that year. Not to brag because you guys had 2018, but I know like playing.
Going back to that question.
Beating, oh, what's up?
You can finish your thought.
Okay. Or just like playing, we beat Texas A&M at nationals that year. Almost beat UW, almost made pre-quarters, and would have got absolutely thumped by that Pitt team. But like having all those moments, almost beating Georgia, and that Georgia team was ridiculously good. But it was like definitely a big moment for myself, and I know for a lot of other guys too. Which is like, oh, we should be doing this every year. Like we should be working harder, doing a little more practice, thinking about this a little more seriously than we had been. So that's sweet. But
yeah,
back to the question.
Yeah, so the question about like what were your feelings coming out of this game? I want a quick shout out Shayla Harris Dozer. She's one of the best players ever. And yeah, I think for me this game actually I was really frustrated and mad and like really emotional. A lot of tears after that game because it was my first year captaining. We had such a great season to kind of watch it all like kind of tank. And so for me that kind of like really like I'd already been like working really hard at getting better at throwing. I did this like throwing every day challenge my sophomore year to try to get better. But then, you know, feeling like I couldn't really do anything on the field because I wasn't as skilled with the disc made me really want to like get to the point where I could be like, okay, reliable enough to be put in like a big game, to be trusted to make the right decisions. And so that kind of really fueled me that summer. I stayed in Stanford and played club, but I like played a lot that summer and just really tried to work. So I think this rivalry really helped both of our teams kind of grow, kind of going back and forth with each other, and like helped us, you know, go back to nationals 2 times the next 2 years. And then, you know, that full kind of the same thing took y'all to semis and nationals last year. So
yeah,
I think we both grew a lot from the.
Yeah, also, I mean, 2017 was like, I think, kind of the formative year in the. I mean, this was one game. This was a one-off game. But 17 year, we played like 3 times, where you all beat us in semis at Santa Barbara. We beat you. I'm trying to think. I have it written down somewhere. Yeah, you beat us. You like beat the crap out of us semis, Santa Barbara. We played you at Constellation at Easterns, which was like questionably competitive.
I remember that. Questionably. Hey, gotta get that second bid, man.
Yeah, we went on to beat UNC 12-6 that year. What it do, 5th place game. But then 2017 final was just like, you all came out so ready to play.
Your audio cut off.
Absolutely. Oh. So the 2017, you hear me now? Cool. 2017 game to go. You guys it was like 15-6. You guys.
Yeah, we were. I personally. Yeah, I personally was like took that game very like personally because of those feelings of you know, of like, oh, I was so frustrated and mad and like working. And then we get to that same position. There's 2 bids, so it's not as big of a like, you know, if you lose, you can still make it. But that game, we really just like came out, and I was like, there's no way we're gonna
everything.
Like, and I was on like kind of mainly D-line that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that was my first year playing O, and I was just like, what the hell just happened? And that just everything, you all were there on everything, and you're so ready to play. That was cool to see.
I think it started like 7-1.
Made us realize that we had to.
6-1,
yeah, it was
7-2.
bad. We got to halftime and we're like, okay, we got to play for the second game. There's nothing we have left in this game because you guys just took it to us so much. And we were trying the whole first half. It wasn't like we gave up halfway through, a quarter of the way through. You all kicked our butts. But then we played at Nationals where we blew that one. That was a funny one. Do you remember much about that 2017 Nationals game?
Yeah. That was so whenever I think of that game, y'all were up 8-3, 7-4, 8-3 or something.
We were doing the reverse of what happened that game to go. We came out, we were ready.
And and I hate that they put us in the same pool, but I think like that game. Whenever I think of that game, it reminds me of Allen, which is he was my year, our year, and he didn't play in that game that we just watched because he hurt his ankle after playing in semis, and he had like a ridiculous game there. But he like straight up like played like I've never seen him play before in that game at Nationals. Just, you know, playing hero ball, catching everything, getting blocks, throwing goals. And he was just a huge and even at halftime of that game, he pulled us all over to the I might be misremembering, but I remember he pulled us in a game and he's like, all right, like this ends now. Like we're the D-line, we got to step it up, do this thing. And then he went out and showed it and fueled all that comeback, which is really cool.
Probably had to be that game because that game was crazy in that we're doing a good job executing first half and then just kind of dropped a pole. A certain roommate of mine dropped it and then definitely rolled. Oh, but here we are, 2018. Yeah, 2018 was what else happened? Oh, we got a big storyline coming this year. It was Cody Mills creeping at Nationals that 2017 year, and because Pete was leaving, Pete was moving, Pete was starting a family. Like
Colorado
now. Colorado Springs, yeah. But so we didn't have a coach, and then Cody had been keeping his eye out. Saw the progress. You can see him there with his arms super up high. You can see me not know how to bid again.
That's Sergio. I think he guarded you a lot this year.
Yeah, Serge was all over me for the last couple of years I played. It was super fun. Because he's always right there. He's a bulldog.
Yeah.
Always in your face. Yeah,
I
this year
think
is
so. I
definitely
think
a transitional year.
Yeah, I think
Go on.
when we were like approaching this game, at least it might have been that we were playing on the same exact field as it was in 2016. But I remember just
Yep.
like having talks with our team and being like, hey, it's going to be windy. We know what happened 2 years ago. Like our coach Josh, now he's coaching right now, when he was playing in 2016, he started calling it wind ball. He was like, we're going to show up and we're going to play wind ball. We're going to throw it. We're going to do our thing. If it's a turnover, we're going to, get it right back. Just like that turnover. If it pops in the air, we're going to swarm. So that was kind of the mentality for us, at least. Coming in and just like not getting flustered, staying with our game.
Yeah,
Which is really
super
huge.
important. And I think, you see as the game goes on, and things start off super well for us, and we're playing pretty clean, getting what we want, and then as the game goes on, especially both for our D-line offense and our offense, as things don't click and we start to think about the win, it really gets in our heads. And not that we weren't. I think this game's the better game overall in terms of
Yeah.
actual ultimate played.
We're both a lot
But yeah,
better
it's
than
definitely
we
a new
were.
Yeah, we both were, and I think this year is a definite bummer for us because Easterns we went. Yeah, Mike.
That's my freshman
Mike's just
roommate,
big.
one of my favorite deep targets, Mike. He
Yeah,
joined
it's hard to
6'5", former track star.
yeah,
That's him right there.
all game catching stuff.
What were you saying? Sorry,
Yeah,
I
we-
cut you off.
Yeah, no, we blew our game or the bid at Eastern, so it went back down to one bid. So
Yeah, I remember
we
that.
set ourselves up for this. It was a bummer because we showed up, and I think showed up.
We
pretty
had 2 bids
healthy.
before Eastern.
We beat Brown. I know I was just getting absolutely fouled by Auburn the first game of the day,
Mhm.
and then rolled my ankle, sat out a point, we got broken, and then lost on Universe. And it was just all right, you bunch of cheaters. But they just slowly lost numbers the rest of the weekend to lose the bid, which is all our doing, and we should have came with a full squad and been more prepared.
Yeah.
But I think that's a huge learning moment for us in terms of traveling to faraway tournaments too. Anyways, enough about that. Back to the game. Yeah, so
I
we
don't
got
think
some new
there's any
players out here
breaks.
too.
Yeah, 2 new breaks too. New players. I remember there being many breaks
Yeah.
in the first 8 points. Even
Yeah,
though
it was
there's a lot
pretty
of
clean.
turnovers.
Or not clean per se. Yeah. Definitely have our chances,
Yeah.
but definitely have. I think JT, who's guarding you here, guarded
R.I.P.
you a lot.
Yeah, he did.
Guarded you
2017
a
and
lot.
18.
Yep. He was a freshman in 2017. This is his sophomore year. We finally figured out last year that we should put him on D-line, and all of a sudden things start going a lot better instead of hiding him on O-line. That's when we
Yeah.
continue cutters, but he's just he's got a little motor.
You can tell
He's
from the
not the
pool, from the
fastest.
poles, which way the wind is going.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So it's definitely going right to left again.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of pushing towards where the camera is right now as well. It's
Yeah.
not exactly straight upwind downwind. You'll see it with some of the poles as they go and where they tail off to. But
Did y'all have any strategy
Let's
going
see.
into this game? Probably more so with.
I'll
Cody
be
up
honest,
there.
I forgot a lot about all of this. I've just kind of blanked it out.
Sure.
I rewatched this earlier tonight before this. That was the first time I ever rewatched it, and it honestly went a lot different than I remember it going. So it's interesting to rewatch, but there's definitely pretty clear that we were learning a new system and weren't fully committed to it, and we had gotten away a lot with what talent we had and what we were doing earlier in the year. And when it did get windy, we kind of clammed up. Let's see.
Hey. I think that's
Oh,
Northern
man, people.
Arizona University. I think, if I'm remembering correctly.
I don't know.
They started cheering. They started cheering for one of our sophomores by the end of this game. That's a travel for sure.
Yeah, you got some like tippy tap feet going on at times.
Yeah.
Slowly.
I didn't notice
slowly
it until
walking
someone
one way or
pointed it out
another.
to me. Yeah. People started pointing it out, and I was
sad.
like, oh. Then I tried to work on it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so the guy with the ball right now, it's Keaton Bates, who's, I mean, on this current
Keaton,
year's team, is
yeah.
like just one of the monster.
Kevin.
I mean, he was D-line.
That's our
Kevin.
sophomore that went off this game. Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin. Kevin's a monster.
So they actually misprinted his jersey, and they misprinted. There's two 22s, and so no one knew
Oh, yeah,
who
I
was
did notice
what.
Who is who?
Really convincing him.
Oh,
or
there's
fake.
that flick, Kevin. Yeah, it's fun. I mean, I played with Kevin after this past summer. Hudson, you dropped that. Hudson drops those. So that's just a drop. Yeah, playing club with Kevin was super fun, but it's fun also coaching against him because
Yeah.
I do kind of his ticks, and so it's fun to force him
Kevin's
flick
a homie.
and make sure you had to throw a flick.
I'm pretty sure he's gotten better by now, but I haven't actually played with him, so.
No,
I
he has,
cannot-
but it's like he definitely prefers the backhand still. Yeah, there's Sean Liston, still with the longer hair, different hat, same
Yeah.
tights.
Also, Nate took his quarter off, so he wasn't playing this game. I remember.
They took the whole second half of the year off for school stuff.
Yeah.
So it was definitely a weird transition because it was Easterns and sectionals in this that we didn't play without him, and he had been our primary cutter on O-line, so
Yeah.
he was like the guy you were taking a lot when you're playing defense, and then like Dylan could cut off of him, and just all of a sudden,
Sam
I mean,
Coons.
Dylan Whited, number 8, also like exceptional cutter, but it definitely changed the dynamic of what was going on out there. We got Mr. Otsuka guarding you on the mark, another teacher like yourself, teaching history to
Oh,
the
I didn't know
kids. Yeah. He's getting his teaching credential this year. But, I mean, that guy's really... we talk a lot of crap about him, but he was definitely one of the like huge parts about this past couple of years on SLOCORE, what it meant. What were you saying about Kev?
He said you're bullying him.
Oh, Kevin? Yeah, I'll bully Kevin.
Yeah. So this is Nick, I believe, picking up the disc. Oh wait, no, it's your disc. Never
Are
mind.
we at different spots?
That's Ian.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
Ian.
that's Ian. That's the other tall, long guy. Yeah, Mr.
Y'all
just
caught
dropped
this, I
that
think.
one.
Yeah.
Oh, we did. Yes, Morgan with the disc, who transitioned to O-line a couple years after this. It's just been like super solid continuation cutter
Kevin.
going
That's
forward.
another Kevin block.
Yeah, Kevin went off. Again, probably not a foul.
Oh, it was a foul call
But
too.
who knows? Maybe he got the arms. Yeah,
it's
Morgan called
hard
the foul.
angle.
Can't tell if he caught arms or not. Whatever. But yeah, Morgan, captain this past year. Always a pleasure to work with. He's got some, I don't know, a lot of the guys on the team this year still keyed into all the group chats and stuff, and their hair is just getting gross and long. Well, I can't really talk, but
2-2.
yeah, it's a nice little throw.
Sam Coons. This is his 5th year.
Yeah, that's a spot on the field. Yeah, that was a spot on the field no one could really
Yeah,
hit all
especially
game
with the
long, I
win.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a space that both teams like worked it down there and then just kept the ball on that sideline and worked that space.
Rough
Could have
pull.
had a lot cleaner points. But yeah. Yeah, you'll see a lot of rough side stack.
The
out of
guy
us
on the
this
mark-
game where we
The guy on the mark right now, he has got a point block. He had, I think, 2 or 3 this game. And his name is Max Moline. I don't think he plays anymore. But he was so big for us this game on the mark. Got a couple really huge point blocks on the comeback.
Yeah. And who he point blocked, that's our star recruit, Jeremy Dolzeling, who
Yeah.
also happens to be my roommate. But he's excitingly getting healthy for the first time in all of college. So maybe next year. He's gonna come back for this series, but
You're still coaching?
who knows? I
Okay.
might. So my brother still goes to SLO, so it's like, well, I need to get a job. Let's be honest. I'll be living at home until I get a job, but maybe I move back to California. Yeah.
Oh, this is a tough throw.
Yeah, that's Connor Schofield who got the D.
Yeah.
Running, trying to kick the.
Yo, he put me
Get some
on
yards.
skates. There's
Oh
one
yeah,
point
we'll
in the
get there.
game where he made
Don't
me
you
fall
worry.
down. Yeah.
We'll make Charlie rewind it. But yeah, he's just. I mean, it's been his O-line
really
this
good
year in terms of cutting. He is so good. And
He's good at move. Like he moves really well.
Yeah, I mean, he just doesn't
He's
lose
really
his
smart
speed
cutting.
through turning,
Yeah.
and so it's just you'll see him kind of curve it, but he's just going the same speed the whole time, and that's how he gets away. And you're just like, wait, I was just with you. Stop it. But yeah,
He also like cuts at the right time, right when you you're expecting him to continue all the way through to like the break side or something. He like picks the right moment to
he's-
like switch it up, and you're like, oh,
he-
switch.
he knows what he's doing, and it's been super
Really
fun
smart
to watch
cutter.
him.
Yeah.
Watch him grow. Especially, I mean, going from the continuation cutter off of Dylan and Nate, like this year and last year, 2 years, like this year of the game, in 2019 season, into this year where he's the primary cutter and he's still getting open. Yeah, Alan's running into some people here.
Bad bid. Yeah.
But we
He'll
definitely.
be the first
I
one to
don't
tell
know.
you too.
I think we both are. Both teams just competing. You'll see a lot more contact through the game, but both teams kind of play on. Yeah, it was frustrating to watch back because there's so many times where we'd move the ball across the field and then no one would go,
Yeah.
and I missed the downwind flick there.
I'm
But
pretty
yeah,
happy
I don't
with
know if
our.
you felt the same way watching your team. Yeah,
I think I'm pretty happy with our like some of our end zone defense points where we like made y'all throw it a lot of times. He called a travel. My bad.
I mean, did you travel?
Maybe. I didn't watch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
who knows?
I think we're
That's what it
happy.
was. It doesn't matter.
We're happy with our end zone defense, forcing a lot of throws. And I think our offense was definitely struggling some, but I think it was part of that whole like windy game mentality of like take your shots, don't lose energy. It's gonna be a windy, turnover heavy game, so like stick with it, you know.
Yeah, you can definitely see the guys as we get to the end zone just not attacking the spaces, and I think that's something that really changed from this year to the next year was we just started attacking more, both defensively. Yeah, JT on the mark, just always moving. Always
Look at
making
this
it work
mark. Look at that mark.
from the ground.
I was on the ground trying to. Gotta stop the hook, man. It's a nice
Yeah,
throw.
you gotta do it.
Yeah, that's you,
That's
right?
the
You threw
easy
that
one,
inside
Dylan.
break.
I can't really tell.
think it was
Who's
you.
that? Oh, that's Simon. Simon Crowder who got the goal. Yeah, old housemate of mine. Good friend. But it's definitely we had 2 fifth years on the team, or 2 guys who were reserves last year, because the rest of us took 5th years. So it was definitely a bummer to miss out on nationals for him, and then the other guy Slater, who was
Yeah.
a big part of running the team for years and was like always one of the friendliest guys on the sideline. And we all cracked our jokes because he was always talking, always had something to say. But huge part of why the team kind of went forward. That's a.
I think it's yeah.
I don't know if it's.
It's what? Go ahead.
I was going to talk about Chris Kasper on the mark here, who's just turned into an absolute monster these past couple of years at guarding the reset handler or the handlers themselves, and just he's super fun to watch play because he doesn't play normal defense. He just reads what the offensive player is always doing and reading their eyes and just trying to guess to those spaces. And when you watch him play that like open side middle defense, so say the situation right here, especially this past year, he just breaks on disc so perfectly. It's a nice little inside shot.
Game's still on serve, right?
Cool little pet fee there.
Yeah, I think
mine.
that-
It's like not
What?
working hard to get the dish to the middle.
Oh wait, there it is. There it is.
There it is. Yeah, Joe, wind it back. Oh yeah. Alright, yeah. There's it. Perfect.
It's just like a, it's like a out under, I think. Right here.
We have the person rolling on the sideline. Serge gave me a nice little tackle there. Yeah, but we see it again where we just don't ever attack back across the field throughout the whole game, and it really kills us. And that we only keep the disc on one side so you all can lock in, and it makes your defense a lot easier. And when we do swing it, we get goals. So.
Mine's glitching again. There we go. It always like glitches for a sec, then it comes back.
Just get back. Yeah.
It's a pick call.
We got a little pick call.
Yeah, classic frisbee.
I think you called it, Gabe, so.
Classic.
It's one of the good ones, which I don't think it affected, but I think it came off.
There's
before.
one. I was watching this game. There's one later in the game where I was like, questionable, for sure. Or maybe it was I think it was an
I think it was this
up-down
one.
call that I was like,
Yeah. Who knows? Let's see. I don't know what happened. It just glitched out for me, but we're back. Another Ian pull.
yeah, same. We're back.
All right, cool.
Still on serve. A lot of turns.
Yeah, we do such a poor job all game long of taking away uplines. Just
Up lines.
there'd be entire points of uplines, which is just like the easiest thing to do in these windy games. And that one was downwind, but it also happened upwind, where it's just
Yeah.
like it was one of the things that killed us most was not being able to take away the uplines with our positioning. But it's always a struggle with college. Here we do it again. Don't center it very quickly. Just stick the disc underneath our stack. We're lucky to get to the middle
tough
until we
turn.
drop it. Yeah, we had a lot of drops this game. Like watching it back, I totally forgot about all the drops, and it hurts.
I think this is actually the first break of the game.
Yeah, you guys. There's some stoppage near the end zone. I think you call a timeout at some point.
Oh yeah, timeout. Yeah, I called a timeout because I was getting in a high stall count. Y'all guarded the reset really well, and I was just kind of stuck. I think right here.
Yeah.
Classic. Yeah. And then I'm like, oh god, timeout.
Yeah, Connor does a good job of taking the steps off on the mark. Often, like on this upwind, we were
Yeah.
way too close, and so the step
I think it was like
quick
stall
throw
6
was
or
there.
7.
Yeah, I
Or maybe
forget.
8. It was a high stall.
But yeah,
I
he
think.
backs off, so he has time to actually get out there. But yeah, you just. Oh, we'll see the play. We don't need to spoil it.
Mine froze again.
Oh, I just got to the goal. Cool. Yeah, you're throwing around
Is
backhand.
y'all's freezing up?
Break around backhand up to that dead space there.
Mine glitched out for like the last 20 seconds.
Yeah. Charlie, can we rewind it to like the timeout, coming out of the timeout? Perfect.
I think this is just a. I didn't. Yeah, I think this is just a. Yeah, I think it's just a break out of the timeout.
Yep. No, it was.
I remember. Yeah, I remember just telling Sam, just go up line. I'll throw something to you on the break side, whatever it is. Hopefully,
Yeah, I was bummed.
it's good.
Except for in that spot, I know I had it, but it was just.
I think one of my favorite things this season. Yeah, I think something I grew to like a lot this season was kind of up line cuts to the break side. I did that in a lot of games where I remember just like oh, it's the break side, just go up line. I'll try to throw a scuba or backhand something.
Yeah, it's definitely a space that often is underexploited.
There's one of my favorite celebrations is the I forget what we called it, but it's just one of our players, Jack. He has a huge. Jack and Mike are the big speaker guys. They just play a song, and then whenever the beat drops, we all try to create momentum by getting excited.
Yeah. Yeah, just another one.
I don't think we actually get this one. Do we? I think I get it, but I think I call another time. Oh, no, I did that.
What was that?
I'm trying to remember because I don't think we scored this. We had it like right on the goal line. Obviously, that was me trying to squeeze it up down close. And I think I try to call something and then nothing gets open, so I just throw it like straight to your guy, like a last second prayer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, just kidding. Bad around throw. It's that upwind.
It's definitely that's dealing with the disc. We saw him roll his ankle earlier in the game, but I know he had to sit out after about 0.8 because his hamstring just got too tight from that. That was one of those nagging injuries that we picked up from Easterns and just carried over. And granted, that was like definitely an experience on our part for not lifting all year and doing that kind of work. It's Connor with a nice around to Jeremy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jeremy is very, 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 very good, but it's also hard because this is one of his first tournaments this year. So he's doing his thing, and he's just, when he's healthy, he's probably the best player on the team. Just haven't fully seen it yet. Connor's got the super nice little low backhand.
Oh, this is the bad call. This is what I watched this and I was like, I remember being in this moment actually and watching him throw it and just seeing it be really low. We said that this hit the grass.
Yeah, they're not great.
And it's easy to see in replay, but I guess in there I was like, oh, like it was close, and I was like, I remember I don't know if I made the call or if Drew number 4 on the mark made that call, but I remember being like pretty adamant in the moment, and now looking back on it, I was like, that was terrible.
It's weird too.
But you guys, I think you. Huh?
We scored this. It's just weird. I remember this game was weird because I think it was one of the observers like first time observing, and they put him on this game, and it's just like, why even have him out there doing this? So yeah, who knows? But yeah.
So upwind.
There we are.
Game of upwinds now. I remember approaching this game very differently than the 2016 one. Like in my mind, when I think back of this game, I'm like really, it's very clear in my, oh, upwind. This is a downwind. This is better. This is like we need this. Where in the first game, like I was just like we need to, we just score. We just need to score. We just need to, But now in this game, I thought about the game a lot differently, which I think is interesting to just kind of think about now in retrospect.
Yeah, because I don't remember a whole lot of what I was thinking, but I know a lot of this year was focused on for offense, just playing a lot of offense, working the system and working the side stack and just opening up spaces. Like those spaces are still there, and we all had the throws. We just didn't all decide to take the throws. Yeah, there's an effort thing right there. I mean, Mike came up with big catches, but Ian was the other one trying to put a body on.
That was an upwind hug. I was trying to throw it to Nick because he was like he had position in the back and he's like really tall and can jump, but it was just that upwind just got caught. It's tough.
Just gets caught, tails off weird.
Yeah, I remember at this point in the game I was like, we're both going upwind. Whoever gets the downwind first is gonna get an advantage.
Yeah.
I remember thinking that.
Yeah, we're just so slow to attack some of these options. And there's just little to no flow because everyone's waiting on someone else to do something. And then once you see us actually attacking, like things open up. But yeah. I mean, that was all open side. Up lines, up lines, up lines. I will say, yeah. Going into last year, a lot of the focus was on just reset defense, and if you can take away the simplest ones, here it is.
Oh my God, bro. Oh.
Yeah.
This is the most.
So
this is the dumbest way to get injured that exists, I think.
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that, but I just still don't quite understand how you played the rest of the game. I mean,
yeah, I think. Oh yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, Gabe.
So
yeah,
you can go.
Cool. Yeah, Gabe just hopped in our field. I mean, we made the field just on the grass, but there were some little water pressure relief valves under some grates, and Gabe jumped as it tailed off.
I remember,
and then, you caught one, right?
Well, I was trying to catch it, and then as I was jumping, someone was like, "It's out of bounds," and so I jumped. I'd already committed to jumping, so I tried to evade while I was in the air, kind of, and then I just landed, and I definitely heard something pop. And so the next couple points, I think it was two, maybe 2.5 or something points. I was just with the trainer, and I just told him what had happened. He gave me some ibuprofen, and he did the little test that they do, where they pull it and push it different directions, and he said that it felt sturdy, that I probably just tweaked something or extended something weird or maybe strained something. So that's all the knowledge that I had. So I was like, okay, nothing's broken. Nothing's really badly, nothing's badly hurt. So I need to just, kind of manage the pain and then keep playing because that's what the trainer had said. And I think it definitely plays not knowing that it's torn is so much different than knowing that it's torn. Because whenever I find out the next couple practices, just having that in your head you're just so much more cautious about doing anything. But I think in this game, since he told me that as long as you can manage the pain, you're good. I was like, all right, say less. So,
yeah.
I think a lot of people are how did you even? Yeah. But
yeah, well, you'll see. You just don't even miss a step.
There's a moment later in this game that I want to that I remember being. That I'll talk about when it gets here. But
what's Cody gotta say?
What does he say? I think this is the first time I left the field all day long, actually.
Jeez.
I don't remember if that's like the specific, but I remember there was a lot of tournaments where I played like Sundays I would just play and not come off.
Yeah. I mean, one of the takeaways from this game for Cody and I as we coach this year is just like there are times where you just have to play your best players and let them get tired and still do their thing, because even as the legs start to hurt, they're still the best players. I think you guys did a good job of that this game, where it's just like, this last game, we don't need to play a strict O&D line. We just have to play maybe the best 10 or the best 12.
Yeah.
That's, I think, important.
I think
like just learn.
I think in the early stages of the game, if you have like a deep enough team, you can definitely rely more on your structure, and some of the like best teams in college can do that. But when you're kind of in the position, like I think both of our teams have been in our kind of growth to nationals, you kind of have to like rely on your stronger players, or else you won't get like the results you want.
Yeah, there's a hammer to the wrong person, but Dean comes down with it.
I think this is this a break? I didn't catch it.
Yeah, I was getting our break back. So,
yeah.
Back on serve.
Is that Sean? Yeah.
Yeah, that's Sean getting fouled and still making the play, which is just. I mean, to be fair, Drew has detonated on Sean before in ways that we rarely see, but
definitely pushed him a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah,
someone asked on the comments. Someone said when I found out that I was torn. I found out the Wednesday after. So this is Sunday, and then with the Wednesday after was when they told me. Well, no. The Wednesday was the MRI, and then the Thursday was when they told me that it was torn. Because I think after this game, I did like, I remember going back and just putting ice on it, and the next morning I woke up and I couldn't bend it at all. Like it was swollen more than I'd ever seen it swollen before.
Yeah, this is one of the moments in the game where it was super frustrating. I know for us.
I think it was an injury.
Yeah, he looked up, saw his beat, and called it, and then came back in and played the rest of the game. So this is definitely one of the things where we do not have the same love for Sam Coons as you do. But Ian just went and threw it again.
Understandable.
But yeah. I mean, we see it here again with our D-line offense, where the stack's way too far away at pretty much all points this game. And then you all make some ridiculous plays as well, especially on the resets. But we don't run a good reset, and then you all are tight, and things just get real clustery. I think there's one of Dylan's last points, and then it gets super tight at halftime. But
yeah. Did y'all play tight lines this game?
Yes, no, yes. I mean, yes, we did. But I was like looking back at rewatching it for the first time. It was definitely something where it's like, hey, maybe I should play more. Hey, like we saw Sean crossing over a lot on offense because Nate had gone away, but and Ian coming over too when we needed the upwind power. But it's like, I should probably play more on defense. We probably should have trusted some of the younger guys like Keaton here to play a bit more.
It says how tight were lines for both teams compared between the two games. Like this game compared to the 2016 game, I think. How tight the lines were.
I'd say pretty similar in that we're playing they're definitely playing an O and a D line, with only a couple guys crossing over because we felt like we could do that. And in 2016 it was similar, where you saw a pretty steady O-line and then the D-line cycling through. But this game's also kind of closer in that we got out super big in that 2016
It's
game.
8-6 now.
And so we could cycle. Yeah, that was for half. You all get O coming out.
I don't really remember much of the like the 26. It's interesting for me to think about the 2016 and 2018 because this game I have a lot more like I remember a lot more of the like details and strategy behind what we were trying to do. And the 2016 game, like I didn't like I couldn't tell you what our strategy was or what we were trying to do. I was just like, we just gotta play, man.
Yeah, Mike's big again. No, I totally agree. Where it's the opposite. Right, the game we won, and I remember a lot more of, and I think probably a healthy thing.
That's a good
for both of us.
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good point.
Mike's tall again.
So
I think it dropped it. Go ahead.
Cal Poly went on a bit of a run to take half there, 8-6. What are you each thinking at halftime?
I think for us, we were really trying to just stay, like, not get flustered. Like, we obviously knew what happened in 2016, and if we kind of let that beat ourselves, you know, we weren't going to have any sort of chance. And that's actually a moment later in this game where our coach Josh, he like brought me to the side and talked with me, and I think it really helped me mentally. But as a team, we're trying not to get flustered. We're trying to stay true to our system. If there's a turn, like trying to, you know, do everything we can to get it back, not letting it defeat our energy. That's our kind of approach. God.
I really don't remember much of this game. As I said, I've kind of blacked it out. But there's that. I mean, I think we relied a lot on our D-line because our D-line was very good in that we had Sean cutting, we had Keaton cutting, we had Morgan cutting. We had guys who could get open deep often for Ian, and then we'd rely on Ian to throw them open.
Kevin!
And, like, we'd see that hit. Yeah, Kevin again. On that, like, inside. But we weren't doing a very good job of giving Ian options to open up the field to other spaces. But I couldn't tell us what we were thinking.
There's also a moment in this game where, like, it was a big upwind huck from you guys, and you just one of your guys catches it in the middle of all the traffic, and in my head I was like, there's no way this is happening again. Like, it took me immediately back to 2016. As hard as I was trying to forget about it, I'll point it out when it comes up. But there was like a moment where I was like, no way, and that's when Josh like brought me to the side and he's like, yo, we're still playing, calm down. And I was like, all right, you're right.
Yeah.
Drew with the hand block.
And Mike's tall.
Mike.
Yeah, I think him going deep was just such a big reset valve that we were pretty used to having with Sean going out, and that it was working for you all in such a manner. Really killed us.
Big upline cut right here. I remember,
That's crazy. I guess it's straight line, but you're just... We were letting off so many of those all game long, both O and D lines. Really hurt. This one we run our play. Oh no, different point. Yeah, just no one cuts again. Just nothing. Nice little inside shot. It's definitely one we could hit more, just in general.
Yeah.
I think both teams did a pretty good job of hitting those, like, open away insides going both directions.
I wonder how many like points were scored downwind versus upwind in this game. I'm sure there's a big difference, but I've never actually.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know, it feels like pretty even, and just that the returns going both ways. Both teams had chances, but I'm sure most of the points ended up going in that dominant end.
Oh, I remember this.
Boy, this was Dean's moment of glory. Dean
I remember
punch off the back.
Yeah. I remember feeling like, you know, when you feel like the pressure of the disc in your hands, and then someone like, when
did you call a strip? I don't know.
When I look back, it's a lot closer. Yeah, I called a strip. When I look back on it, it's a lot closer than I remember it feeling.
Yeah.
Because like he like snuck in from the back. Yeah.
Yeah. It's, I mean, you don't know where he is. But
it's always interesting, like
I
thinking
think with
back
all those too.
To like that moment and like
thinking back's weird.
Feeling it one way and then like looking back at it and being like, oh, it's actually a lot closer.
For sure. It's definitely weird with all this where you feel like you have it, like so often you kind of don't, because you're just so used to it being a catch that when it's not, you're like, wait, I must have caught that and it didn't work out. Got him with the shimmy.
Shimmy.
Yeah, that you and JT battle was quite something for those years. There are definitely some clips of you getting him more than him getting you, but
I think some of the best plays I've ever had playing frisbee happened to be against him. I don't know why that was or how that happened, but
rough.
9-8 upwind. Tough. I remember really working hard to get it to that far sideline, and that being like a very clear like strategy of like, if we can get the disc to that side, it will be better for us.
Yeah.
Especially upwind.
Yep. No, definitely. Yeah, because it's definitely coming from that far side to the near, and then also from that right end zone down to the end zone that we're in right now, and it's I don't know. Having the disc in the middle of the field is such an advantage with that wing. You can go either way.
I think,
so often we get it.
I think I'll score again here.
Yeah, we do get to 11.
11-8.
Yeah, that's a bad score.
Oh, I remember this. This is Sam made a call here. He said that he got fouled, and there was like a big, like 3 people behind him. And the observer was like,
everyone,
no.
Yeah, everyone jumping.
I think he's maybe selling it a little bit too. Yeah. Then he just overruled it. No foul. I think, is this the one where this is the huck that I was like, yo, there's no way we're gonna. Yeah, this is definitely the point. I remember this camera angle is actually the exact angle that I was watching it from.
Oh, yeah.
The audio cut off again. In the video buffered.
Yeah.
But yeah, this like that series, that throw to Ian. Yeah, that throw to Ian, that sky. I remember after this point, I was like, there's no way. I was like almost like I was flashbacks to 2016, just like this. Brett like, and then Josh came and talked to me because I actually let up a big break cut there, and he said, "Hey, like if we're gonna play, you gotta play. We can't. This is now. That was then."
Yeah.
So I think that was actually really helpful to not kind of get in our own minds again.
That was a big moment.
It also helped that, yeah, y'all had a lot of drops, which also helped.
Yeah, we did have a lot of drops. A lot of drops. Bad reset defense. Bad resets on our end. Yeah, I don't know. This is probably one of the ones where we should have played like a kill line. Just really just end the game.
Yeah, not let any
Play
sort
some.
of comeback possible.
Yeah, just no games. But it's hard too when you're up 11-8. It's like you feel pretty comfortable, and we were feeling comfortable.
Would you say that
Um,
y'all felt comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, the game was going how we were. We're still getting turns. Our O had been. I guess it was one of the moments where like that was a very nice throw. It's like one of the only nice upwind throws we had all game. But yeah,
Better than
there's
all the
just,
other
like,
upwind throws I've had.
Yeah, no, I have one coming up. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean we're up. We want to be up. Probably would have been the moment. It's hard in the moment to know that we're not moving the disc side to side like we want to, and we're not being as aggressive with our cuts as we want to. And like watching the film back, it's like, oh, these things are clear and obvious, but there's definitely something a year later where I'm much more comfortable saying and recognizing in the moment. It's something Cody did a really good job with.
Yeah, I missed the last like 30 seconds. It just stopped. My video stopped. My audio
it's not
stopped.
important, so
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, that's something that Cody got a lot better about saying to the team, is that we need to be aggressive and making those adjustments that like Josh made, where it's like, hey, these are things in game.
Yeah.
I think I throw a backhand. It cut out for me though.
Yeah, here, yeah. One of those sideline plays I always like to call is just having Nick go up line and then try to hit the reset. And if that's not open, just trusting Nick to just go deep.
Yeah,
That worked out a couple
Nick will
times
definitely be
this
Ian.
season.
It's a nice grab. Never forget the force.
Yeah.
See, that's why I like not being athletic, is because like I don't even try to make that play and I just seal. It's really it's a team game. But yeah, 11-10 now. But we got the downwind, and then
Did y'all?
it's such a bummer when Connor just slips a half step.
Drop. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I threw it wider,
think-
and you just see that little foot would go as he takes
Yeah.
that play around.
Yeah.
We also ran our play wrong, so it is what it is. But yeah, and y'all do such a good job of staying patient the whole way up the field.
Yeah, I think it was like I remember when our coach, I think it was Ryan maybe, talking about just like picking your shots. There's going to be some shots you got to take. Don't be scared of some of them, but make sure you find the best ones. And I definitely had, there's still there's a lot of turns in this game still that happen for sure.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's not like
I mean, but you guys,
it's not like yeah. I definitely pushed him though, JT. Y'all definitely should have scored this.
shh.
Oh wait, no, it's a foot block. Just kidding. This is Max's foot block. Yeah, clutch.
On
So
the
clutch.
open
No
side.
one talks about it. About him. Max is an unsung hero of this game.
Yeah,
I think I still turn it over, but maybe not.
yeah. There are some turnovers that come in this game.
Oh yeah, this is a bad huck. Upwind huck. I get it up line, and then I try to just
You
sneak
say,
it in.
yes, sir. Yeah.
And then Alvin. I haven't talked about Alvin yet, but he's gonna get a hand block right
Alvin.
here. I forget. I think it's like just a
No.
couple throws. It's
No,
not this
because
one?
Jared throws this into. I think Max just.
Oh, it's Drew and then Alvin. Yeah, yeah.
Well, Drew. Okay, so Drew gets a piece of it, and then it goes straight to Alvin. But
Alvin, yeah, he's quiet, lead by example kind of guy. He was on the team all of my 4 years, and he had the first Callahan that I ever saw was Alvin in the dump set. So that was his role,
awesome.
more or less.
Yeah, he always did a really good job of just being tight and making it run the right cut. And he'd make things look not open. I don't know. I feel like everything's open in the handler's head. I'm sure you feel the same thing. You're just like, you just have to hit my hands. It's there.
Yeah.
But guys definitely are. That's a nice grab. Yeah, it's definitely the trust throw from Nick to you.
Yeah, for sure.
You gotta have it. Wins games for sure.
I think this next point has like 6 turnovers.
Yeah, there's some
I
bad
think.
ones. I know I have a really bad huck turn, which I should have just hit because Jeremy was one of the big reasons why I changed my flick form. Is because the wind.
Because of what? You cut off.
I think it works for me.
You cut off again. I didn't hear what you said.
I changed up my like flick form in terms of throwing in the wind, especially upwind, because the huck goes so poorly and I should have hit it. It's paid off. It'll happen sometime. I think right here actually. After some picks. Yeah, but we're stacked way too deep. This was something I noticed all game long. We're just 30 yards away.
Do you think there's any reason why
it's way too
we're really deep?
No, it was just a bad habit of our team, especially as we crossed guys over. Like this was definitely one of the kill lines. That was. Who blocked Ian there? I don't know how you block Ian.
I think that's
But
Max Moline, I want to say.
Uh-huh.
Looks like him.
Yeah.
Tall.
Yeah, they're just
And
way
that's
too
definitely
many.
a matchup that we would put on him. He played so well this game. Max Moline, shout out if you're watching. Just got into med school.
Hey, look at that. You guys did a really good job of throwing that one. You just threw to Nick, but throwing the backhand to space as you're drifting up there on the open side. It really opened up stuff. You do it at least like 3 times. So throw we definitely didn't hit in the reset space at all.
I think the wind definitely helps out.
Yeah. Sean with the run through D.
Sean.
You never guess. And then we
Tough.
put it in the ground.
I think
Connor
Nick
gets
like
hit in the
kicked
head.
him in the head. Yeah.
Yeah, his shin.
It was definitely after the.
Yeah, it
play
was
that.
once he slipped and was going to the ground. It was a bummer.
In retrospect, I would have thrown this throw because I turned it over here to Nick, but I think I would have thrown it to like that back corner of the end zone on an IO. I remember watching this and being like, that was such a bad decision. You know what I'm saying?
It just glitched out for me, but
Did
I
you
know
glitch?
Sam called this foul because it did. But I know I watched Sam look at you and throw it away and call the foul because he knew he wasn't going to be open, and that really, really pissed me off there.
Can you? I didn't watch. Can you rewind? Yeah.
Gotcha.
It like cut off for me again.
Yeah, I knew Sam called that foul after the throw went up, after he saw that it was a turnover.
Oh,
was
I
just
see.
I know, that's why I was so animated here. And I mean,
Gotcha.
fortunately we have observers to recognize that the throw was already gone, and also tell him it wasn't a foul. So, but this takes a little minute.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I just didn't even deal with him.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from. He's hard to discuss things with sometimes.
But yeah, no, I followed up.
I also
with a
didn't see the play
super
though.
sweet.
So, yeah. No, yeah,
super
for sure.
sweet flick hook. So it's all good. Ah, bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, just effort. Oh no, Ian.
Do you think
Ian
that
needs this
his
cut.
body contact? Do you think his body contact influenced you at all right there? I remember watching this earlier and seeing him kind of like bump you a little bit on the mark.
I mean, it might have thrown off the break throw, and I probably could have called contact, but at the same time, it just turned
Gotcha.
into an Ian doink. So. But yeah, I mean, this was. What is this? Oh, this is this play.
I think this is a turnover. I called a timeout and I didn't do
everyone
anything.
was just everyone was just stagnant up the stack.
was like-
you had,
Yeah, so I just threw it.
yeah. You let me sit there the whole time. I was like, okay, there's none.
Yeah.
Trying to move it.
I was really mad because no one was moving.
No, that's the worst. It's this one though. The camera doesn't quite catch it, but Chair has like 15 yards, and I just leave it short. And it just has to get past
Yeah.
everyone.
It's
and
a,
you at least
it's a
have
really
something to catch
tough.
it.
See, even there, that throw, that wind was really tough this
But
game.
yeah,
A lot of throws you're used to making that you just gotta. You can't rely on them the same way.
yeah. But yeah. Yeah, and then I don't know. I don't know if it's tiredness. I don't know what it is, but we stopped making our cuts to the spaces we normally do. Like that initiation cut off the back, it's gone. We usually take it to the sideline. If we don't get hit, we go deep, and instead we just got scared and decided to leave it. And that screws us. And then you guys just kind of. I mean, looking for Nick deep is not a bad idea, but
Yeah, I just overthrew him.
it's just a patience thing.
Yeah.
And then we just
I was
effort
pumped
play
after
on your
that.
part. Big drop. Did you touch it?
Yo, I swear I touched it. Everyone afterwards said that there was no way, and maybe it's like me like creating something that didn't happen. But I swore to everyone that day that I touched that. And when I look at it now, I was like, damn, that's pretty far. There's kind of an argument to be made for like the sideways position. You know what I'm saying? The same way that you said Nate had the distance on Elliott earlier.
Yeah.
But like in the moment, I swore I touched that thing.
I mean, you definitely influenced the play, so can't deny that.
Yeah. So
Gabe,
I don't
remember
know.
interviewing you after this game, and I asked you if you touched this one, and you were adamant that you touched it. But
Yeah,
then
I
when I reviewed
remember-
the film, I was like, I'm not so
It's
sure
just
that
so
you
high
got
up.
it
It's
hand
like
on it.
he's like trying to catch it as your head, and you're like wasting your arms up there, but who knows?
I don't know. Like I understand what everyone's
You
saying,
definitely affected the outcome.
but like
You're
yeah. From like my memory of in that moment, what happened, I swore that I touched it. I might have like hit his
Nah,
arm.
yeah,
or
you touched it
something.
first. I blacked this game out, and you remember it clearly, so you definitely touched it.
I'm fine with people not believing me. But I swear, I still will swear that I touched it. So. And it's just like a
How did
tight.
you get beat? Oh.
Yeah. This cone was tough for like I think for everyone in the game, being stuck on that corner in both directions.
Yeah.
So. And this next point, I think really like what happened to us in 2016. This is what this point feels like. Like the backwards version of like Hux going up and us catching it, even though we had no business catching any of it.
Yeah.
But I think you see two bids back to back. Maybe he was flustered. I think our team was really like obviously we're like really pumped up that we are in this position
No,
now.
that was just one of the ones where you hit the space early in the game. That's where we just with this
Yeah,
wind
yeah.
you have to throw it straight up the field so the wind doesn't take it back shoulder and away. And we left it towards the middle of the field and it got away from Jeremy. Because it's like by
This
all
is the
means a
Nate
good
point,
look and he's
I think.
open.
Nate, the
The
guy that
what?
just threw that break, Nate
Yeah.
Groover, he played my freshman year. He played in high school. He played my freshman year in college, and then he stopped playing. He quit the team, but then came back his senior year.
Uh,
And he never, he's a really solid handler that I handled with. This point especially, you're gonna watch him do a lot of like really like breaking the mark, upwind, around, things that
yeah.
are really difficult. He just held it down, and I think no one ever like. I don't think anyone that didn't play at Stanford might not know him in the Frisbee community, but huge shout out to Nate. Like this right here. There's no way like
That
you just
was
somehow catch
brutal.
it.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like compared to the 2016 year, it's definitely hard in that there's a sort of reckless
Right
abandon
here,
that we had.
I'm guarded
where
really well,
less so
and
this
Nate
game.
just hits that upline break upwind.
Yeah.
I get guarded again. Nate's just open upline, then he just throws it.
And I managed
Yeah.
to take out
A lot
Connor.
of people remember.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said a lot of people I don't know. I feel like there's so many players on our team that did so much this game, and that's not the way it really gets remembered. But I'll always vouch for my boys.
When you pick up the disc every time it's a turnover, and who knows how many percentage of the touches you have, but it's probably over 30%. You get some credit for it, that's for sure. But yeah, it was tough.
I appreciate that.
Especially to go from we're up 11-8 and the game finishes 13-11.
Yeah.
So a hold and 4 breaks is not how we want to do it. I don't think we called a timeout throughout the whole thing, which is like looking back. I know Cody and I have talked. Someone I didn't shout out who coached us this year too is Christy Mercusco, formerly Christy Bowen of Burning Skirts and Fury for a while. But she was just awesome. She's in the back there and just like helped us a lot this year. And just want to thank her because I know she helped a lot of us figure some things out that we hadn't yet. And even though it didn't end the way we want, you can see Christy and Cody standing in the middle. Cody's thinking about saying something. He walks away. But yeah, this is your all moment, so take it away.
Say it again.
This is your moment, so say what you gotta say.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I feel like it all happens, right? And it's really hard to in the moment reflect on anything, especially when you're in a competitive environment like that. But I think for me, it was very, I don't know, I always give credit to Josh that was able to keep me grounded in that conversation instead of letting me get in my own head at 2016. A lot of the point blocks from Max and Alvin playing really good dump defense. It was a whole team thing. And at the end of the day, sure, the assists and scores were I know I had a lot of those, but it's a huge testament to our team. And I think our culture that year, which was a really big focus for leadership, was, yeah, it's fun to win and it's fun to get to nationals and do well. But at the same time, it's a lot better of an experience to focus on the team's attitude and the team's energy. And when you're in tough situations, when you lose games, being able to be resilient and just embrace your team identity. And I think my senior year, which is that same year, even at nationals, we didn't win any games, but we had the most, we had the best time. And I think we almost beat Carleton, which was a top team that year, and that was just us preaching that same mindset of it doesn't matter, we're here, we're not as skilled as some of the top teams, but we're gonna play our hardest and energy and all that stuff. So, but I repeated a lot of stuff there.
Yeah. No, I feel it. I mean, and it feels the same way compared to that 2016 year where so much of it is about just the grind. And I think that 2018 year was a weird transition year for us with the new coaching and figuring out all these new things that Cody was bringing. trying to add all this new stuff, and we're so focused on that we got away kind of from that old slow core of just like pure energy, which Pete really brought to the team. And I think I saw it come back last year in our run to semis, and then we ran into a buzzsaw. But I don't know. I kind of like tried to preach is that like I know this 2018 game like really my like desire to play and get better, and that at that point I could either go and do a lot of outdoor stuff and go camping a lot, or I could like double down and get better and make the most out of it. And I think if I won that game, I'd have been more okay with like just taking a step back, and instead it's like, no, this can't be how like the defining moment. And so I don't know if you felt, it seems like you felt that way kind of in 2016, but also
definitely. And you took it all the way to semis and nationals, so huge props.
Well, once we finally had you rooting for us, it was went a little better. But yeah, I mean, so I don't know. I'm trying to think back down to like being a captain in this situation and losing the game, and speaking from like the losing perspective, because that was my first year captaining, and I was trying to balance a lot in terms of also like.
Can I say one quick thing about what you said before?
Yeah, go.
What you said about like you had a bunch of energy in 2016, then in 2018 it was hard to kind of find that again. I think you said that and like reminded me of the 2016 game that we just watched. We had a really good season and we beat a lot of teams by being like technical and moving the disc and doing like the right frisbee like techniques and guarding strategies and defensive whatever. And so that game y'all hit us with the energy and we were not like in the right, you know. And I think that season also contributed to a lot of burnout on that team, because we were like really focused on like, we have a good team, we can beat everyone, and if we don't, we're doing something wrong. And then senior year was a big difference to like, okay, we might not beat everyone, we win, whatever, but like we're here to play hard, compete, and you know, have a memorable time as a team.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's definitely better than what I was gonna say. What's definitely like the special part about playing y'all so much and seeing you out, and then seeing you in the big games, whether it was 2016 game to go, 2017 at nationals, or 2018 game to go again. It's just been like both of like, I know I can speak to SLOCORE and how this program has grown because of that, like from 2016 to 2017 to 2018, those games, and like that desire to know that like no matter how like talented you all are always going to push us, and those games are always close, and it's just super fun to go out and like be reminded of those battles. And I know as like guys graduate and move on, I know at least for SLOCORE, like those games still stick, and like that shared history is still known, and those games are still bigger than the rest. And so it's like been super fun to get to share that.
Did you have any close games with Stanford? Did you have any close games with Stanford in 2019?
We played a Northwest Challenge. I don't think it was very close, but we did go out and like play super bad though. So I mean, it was like something where it's like Stanford was crushing us on the energy side, because we're like, oh, we should be rolling these fools, like Gabe's going, like Nick's kind of playing, like we should be crushing, and then it's y'all are still right there. You all are still, Serge is still like tight on the reset. Nick's still like long, and we're just playing fast, playing loose, and not like. I remember that game being super frustrated after, because we just were not executing, and like we wanted to crush you guys, and that didn't happen because of the energy you all brought, and we just assumed you'd roll over, and you didn't. And so that's always just, even then we knew going into regionals, like we had to be locked in, because it didn't matter how good our regular season was, like regionals is when it happens. And it's in part because of y'all. Also watching Stanford beat USC that first game helped lock us in. But go.
Which 2019?
Yeah, 2019 regionals, like we gave ourselves first round bye. Lovely part of hosting a tournament. But Stanford played USC game 1. Stanford was like a 3 seed. USC was the number 2 seed, I think, at regionals, or maybe 3. I think 2, because they'd earned the bid, and then they lose game 1 to Stanford, and we're like, right, we have to go. It's not the time to like cruise on our talent. It's like time to like show up and play, because teams are coming for us, and Stanford always was. But yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I think it's
do you have any
really
more thoughts
interesting.
about
Like
like
looking
captain?
back.
Sorry.
Oh, captaining. It's definitely a hard
No,
position
go what
to
you were
be
saying.
in.
Yeah. Sorry. This delay is
I
tough.
forgot.
You start saying something, and then like the next person kicks in, and then you're back at it. But
Oh, I was gonna say, like looking back on both of these games, it's kind of like, it's like a kind of, it feels like a iron sharpens iron kind of thing. But like we had our little surge, and then y'all's came like years after that, because y'all beat us really bad in 2016. Then we came back like super like fired up. 2017 and 2018, then 2019, y'all just like ran with that all the way to, you know, having a really awesome season. So it feels like we had a little bit of a surge that like pushed us, and then y'all kind of came up and followed up after that, respectively. And then as far as captaining goes, I think it's always a hard position to be in. Like, at least for me, my sophomore year, being a captain but also not having a huge role on the field can be like a tricky place to be in. But I think like, and especially in my sophomore year, it was very like, I was in my head. I was very emotionally invested. I got angry at some people. I would like throw my hat on the ground, frustration, like all this stuff. And I think that, you know, as I captained more, I realized that it's not really, you know, there's definitely a style of leadership that you can, you know, take or an approach that you can follow. But at least as the years went by, I found a lot more valuable to like kind of be this like just positive, motivating force in the face of like, you know, a loss or anything tough, really. Because at the end of the day, just like any sports, you know, it's like a game that we play for fun, to compete, and the relationships that we build with the teams that we compete with are memorable, and having good positive memories of those people and those teams is a lot more beneficial than like being remembered as someone that like, I don't know, would yell at your own team. So I learned a lot to be positive, and just kind of, you know, let that positivity show through how you play and how you direct yourself to other teams and other teammates, is the biggest thing that I think I learned captaining.
Nice. That's actually, I mean, it's kind of funny from this 2018 year to 2019 year, first year to second year. I remember learning to like be more vocal and like more of a hard ass. So kind of the opposite of you. Like, I felt like I should be very even keel. I think I was after this game. Like, I don't remember much of it, but I remember like after the game, like apologizing to guys and then like going off and like not feeling much, just kind of numb. But like trying to be there for everyone. And then the next year, we lost Christy at practices, and so it turned into like a captain-led thing. And then Cody would come down on the weekends he could, and then sometimes on the weekdays because he's a nut job. But
Yeah,
it was so much more captain-driven that
love
was like,
Cody.
we all do. But like we leaned on him and Christy so much to lead the team, and I realized that like I had to step up to really push guys, because at times practice that year had been rough and that we weren't intense enough. And so like finding that balance point between like having fun and building those like awesome relationships, while also like recognizing that when we step on the field for practice and games, it's like we're here to play and play hard,
Yeah.
and not like goof off, because we have all the time that we live with each other. All that time we can do all that, and so that's, I don't know, one of the special parts about college ultimate. But yeah.
Someone asked if you think traveling far for East Coast tournaments helps you out in the long run as a college program on the West Coast.
Yeah, if you commit to it, I think is the takeaway. And I think it was something, it's a bummer this season. Well, the team was going to travel to Easterns, and I think as a full squad, like the first year we went, we committed to it. We played some awesome games. It's like one of the big legitimate moments in our year where it's like, oh wait, we just beat Oregon. Like, this is Adam Reese's Oregon. Like, actually, I play with him, but like that dude's just an absolute mauler. It's like beating that team and beating all the talent on that team. Like, oh, we're legit. And doing it cross country with the travel, like, helped for nationals and helped for that. And so next year when we went, this 2018 year when we went, and we didn't send everyone, and so we picked up injuries for the shorter roster, and not everyone was picking up everything that we're teaching there or trying to learn and take away. We saw the downside in this game to go, and so it's full team going. As we commit, you learn to travel. You learn to just focus on playing frisbee. It also works. It's on our spring break, and so sometimes we'll go out like a week in advance and kind of hang out, do some questionable things.
Yeah.
And doesn't quite prepare you the same way. Like if you travel out for a tournament, you fly out on the Thursday, you're there Friday. All that really is to do is eat food, hang out with your teammates, and get ready for the weekend. So definitely positive.
I can definitely I think when as far as like traveling for college tournaments goes, like you really gotta like read the team, and like see if like this is something that the team wants to do and like the team is committed to going and working for. Then as leadership, you can then like, okay, this is a move that we feel good doing. It's a big like expense / like time zones, you know, flying 3 hours and 3 hours back. So it's definitely like a big like hit, especially when you're studying and taking classes and whatever. But I think if you can read the team and see that that's something that the team wants, then you can definitely go for that. If it's not something that the team is either wants or is capable of, like for financial reasons or school or whatever, there are a lot of local tournaments that you can still commit to and grow a lot as a team. If you're kind of like, and I think it helps to have strong teams like you guys, Oregon, Washington on the West Coast. It's less of those kinds of top teams, and Cal also internationals. So I think it helps to have that kind of, and if it's not something the team feels like or can afford or whatever reason, there's definitely ways to not have to do that. Another question. Or whatever reason. What?
Sorry, I just turned on the YouTube so I could actually see the questions. But then your voice popped up, so you're just hearing yourself. One more thing to add to that, like last year for SLOCORE, we went to Northwest Challenge, which was a much cheaper tournament to go to. It was local in that we had people who lived there, so we weren't spending many costs on it except for the flights themselves. And then like we had the rest of spring break to hang out up there, and I think that was the better decision for the team, in that we had a very, like, we knew we were going to be working hard at early season tournaments to get better then. And so it wasn't the slow build to say Easterns and then regionals. It was more just going to be hard. And Northwest Challenge was like the step down. So as you're saying, it's like finding the right mix for the team, and also kind of knowing, or ideally knowing, where your season's going to be at that point, and whether you're kind of coasting before the build to sectionals, regionals, nationals, or if you're trying to like peak at Easterns and then you're into like a 4 mid region, and so you can kind of cruise till nationals again. So
someone asked a question about regional site in 2017 being in, I think, Rosemont or somewhere that wasn't your home turf.
Yeah, SAC. Yep.
I think there's definitely like an advantage to it. Like if you're playing on your home, do you guys play on that field a lot like during the year?
We usually, we practice at those field sites, but a couple fields over.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah.
So I think it also depends on like what time of day you practice, and like getting used to kind of the wind and like those kind of things definitely helps. I wouldn't say it's like, well, I guess I did prefer when we played in 2017 at the other site. The main reason I preferred that was because of the 2016 memory. And because even in the 2018 game, 2 years after, right? I'm playing you guys take a lead, you have a crazy catch, and then like it's hard to not think about 2016. So I think I definitely preferred the neutral site where it wasn't anyone's home field advantage or whatever. So yeah, I think I definitely prefer it. But also, like, I don't know, grass is grass, teams are teams. Like, show up and play,
Yeah, and it's not like, I feel like that, was it Roseville site? Isn't too much less windy than
Rosemont,
SLO is, but and we also always practice at night, and so it's like it's definitely different for that day where we get
yeah
1 day a week during that like maybe windy period, and the rest of the time it's pretty cool nighttime into late evening practice. So cool.
Sure.
Anything else in there?
Not that I can see. Cool.
I can see. Oh, we got. Cool.
Yeah, I think that's all the questions.
Um,
Yeah, thanks for joining us. To all the people watching, it's cool to relive some of the games with, you know, Caleb, and relive some of those rivalry moments and kind of talk about it. Sometimes you kind of block certain parts of it out and you don't want to talk about it, but I think it's like definitely a cool experience to see both sides and, like, you know, reflect. And at the end of the day, you know, I think both teams have a lot of respect for each other. We get heated at times and make questionable calls in the heat of the moments. But, you know, I think for the most part, what I've seen is that what I remember, it's been a couple years now, but is that our rivalries and our, like, relationships between the team was pretty positive for the most part. So I don't know if you want to add anything to that.
No, I mean, like you said earlier, but what is it? Iron sharpens iron. So I mean, we wouldn't be where we were without Stanford, and so this is like a big part of our, like, my college going up against Stanford in those big games, and learning from that and growing from that. So, well, a lot to y'all. Appreciate the time. Thanks for tuning in. For Gabe and myself, good night.
Yeah, good night.
Every time the pressure rises, we play better. Let's go, take down the field.
An Ulti-World subscription gets you closer to the players and personalities you care about with game video, in-depth written and video analysis,
He's going to take off deep, but what he does is very simple.
documentary shorts,
And we've played Brute Squad before, and it just feels a little bit harder to lose this year.
and a whole lot more. To get your subscription or learn more, go to ultiworld.com/subscribe.